Good afternoon. My name is Stephanie York. I bring to you today an exclusive interview with Cathy McCune Olson. Cathy Olson, my mother-in-law, decided to choose the election of the 2008 to discuss. Cathy's demographics. As you can see here, the state of Pennsylvania. Cathy resides just outside of Philadelphia in a small county called Bucks County, and an even smaller town called Jamison. Her party is that of the symbol of the donkey. Being part of the Democratic Party is something that Cathy takes great pride in. We went on and we followed through the interview. Pardon me discussing both sides of this interview, whereas Cathy, as you can see, resides quite far from Kentucky. Please bear with me. The 2008 election. We all remember it. We all knew it was significant. The difference is when we see other things through other eyes, including politics, one's doors may be opened up and others shut. Opinions change, views change, and you find yourself believing in something that you may not have believed in before. The interview took place and is as follows. The first question. Cathy, how old were you when the election took place? 56 was the response. Who was running for the election? Barack Obama and Joe Biden versus John McCain and Sarah Palin. As we noted, Cathy, the state in which she resides, was also the state she voted in, Pennsylvania. I asked Cathy if she felt that the state was crucial in the election process, such as being a swing state. She responded, I did not feel that the state of Pennsylvania was a swing state, as it was considered to be leaning toward Obama prior to the election. And how did the election play out in the state? I asked Cathy. Obama won the state of Pennsylvania. He received 21 electoral votes. Obama received 51% of the vote, while McCain only received 43.7%. I asked Cathy what she believed the present issues in the country were at the time. She responded, the war in Iraq, the economy and unemployment, and the healthcare crisis. While most of us know this, she did take a deeper meaning. When I asked her, did you experience any of these issues in your own lifetime? She responded, I was retired from my life career and working at a part-time job in a bookstore. Unemployment did not personally affect me or my spouse because we were both public educators. We had health care provided by his employer due to the type of job my spouse held. Again, they were public educators. His salary was not impacted except for the union agreeing to freeze for a few months at the beginning of the school year. I asked Cathy what was compelling about the candidates running and what larger hopes and fears did she have for these candidates. She responded, confidently, one of the major differences between the candidates was their stance on the war in Iraq. With a military background, John McCain supported the war and Barack Obama did not. John McCain revealed that he expected the war to continue. Obama wanted it ended. Both candidates acknowledged and had plans to rectify the problems within the United States economy, as well as addressing the future of health care. For any of us who experienced the 2008 election, either living or voting, understanding politics and what this meant was rather large in this election. The economy, you heard it screamed in every corner, from every commercial, from every TV ad. The workforce, more and more homes are going up for sale. The problem, no jobs. No one had any, or maybe, just maybe, no one wanted any. The problems continued to struggle among Americans. A high unemployment rate, even more loss. It seemed that the world was losing hope. But Barack Obama came. He brought hope. He brought change. There was a new and exciting future for Americans. I asked Cathy, what about this election was most memorable? She responded with excitement. By far, the most memorable aspect of this election was the fact that Barack Obama, an African American, ran and won this election. The media loved him. Everyone loved him. He was the new face, the new meaning, everything America stood for. Cartoonists loved the idea of playing around with different controversial issues regarding the first African American president. People thrived off of the excitement, the hope, the future. I asked Kathy, "How did this election change your life?" She responded, "I did not feel considerably changed financially in my family life, basically due to the fact that I was a retired public educator, and my husband was still working as one. In many ways, we were sheltered from much of the economic fallout. On a personal level, however, the election filled me with great hope and optimism. Due to my age, and the fact that I was raised in Levittown, Pennsylvania, in the 1950s, during a time when our neighborhood became integrated with difficulty. I felt as though I had witnessed a true milestone in America. I did not think I would have ever seen an African American become President of the United States during my lifetime, and was gratified to have had the opportunity to see this happen. Much has changed since the 2008 election of Obama and McCain." I asked Kathy, "Have your views changed at all since the election of 2008? She responded, "I wish Obama had been able to do more for the United States in his first 4 years as president. While I am disappointed by this, I am not convinced that Mitt Romney has any better solutions." While Mitt Romney is slightly off topic, I discovered that many people of our generation and other generations are using Obama not necessarily as a single candidate, but weighing the pros and cons between others in both the 2008 election and future elections. On the topic of Obama, I asked Kathy, "How did you feel about Obama and his overall style as a candidate, both in 2008 and in present?" "I am extremely impressed with Obama's natural style," she replied. "He's intelligent, easy manner, and fluent speech made him captivating." Many Americans would also agree with this statement. Something about Obama when he gets up on the stage and blares with this eye contact through the camera, unknown to most politicians. Something captivates you, something inside of you, a flicker of hope. I also asked Kathy how she felt about Obama's speaking qualities and what led him to win this election, and if it did, why or why not? She responded, "President Obama had a very elegant and sophisticated speaking style, as well as a stage presence. He spoke fluently and did not falter or present misinformation. These factors certainly had a positive impact on me, and why I would imagine the same thing was true for most voters." I also asked her, "Do you think Obama's race impacted this election?" She responded, "The country was feeling and reeling from the results of the Bush administration and the Obama campaign of, quote-unquote, change we can believe in. It was like a breath of fresh air. The manner in which he presented himself was a major contributing factor to the positive results of his campaign." I asked her, "Instead of just discussing Obama, do you happen to remember the Democratic National Convention or the Republican National Convention? And if so, did the general feel of these conventions, how did it make you feel as a voter?" She responded, "I remember both of the conventions. I felt as though they were remarkably different between the candidates' age, background, experience. John McCain had a strong military affiliation and brought years of experience to the table. I was, however, totally unimpressed with Sarah Palin and felt that the choice of her as a vice president candidate had a strong negative effect on McCain's campaign. Barack Obama's youth and newness were attractive, and his campaign offered hope, which was greatly needed in America." I asked her again, did the Democratic National Convention or Republican National Convention seem personal, or rather like an infomercial? She responded, "I watched both of the conventions and felt that each of them presented their candidates in a personable manner. This was done by allowing each of the candidates to emphasize what was most important to them." On a closing note, regarding Obama in the 2008 election, I asked her, "What was your favorite thing about Obama?" She responded, "I was extremely impressed by Obama's intelligence and the manner in which he carried himself. He spoke with ease and confidence and offered hope." In the future looking ahead, I did ask her, going into the 2012 election, what has changed for you as a voter compared to the 2008 election? She responded, with a sigh, "I maintain my hope that we will be able to recover for America. On a personal level, I am at the point in my life where I'll be putting my house on the market. The economic crisis is in our country, and we will definitely have an impact on this. 1. I will not be able to sell my house for the price that I expected to get for it when I purchased it. 2. I will have definite competition in my neighborhood for short sales and foreclosures. 3. As a result, the money I expected to have for my home for retirement will be considerably less. There are definite considerations for me as a voter, but I do not have great faith in finding a solution to this dilemma with either candidate. I asked her, what would Obama have to do to win your vote once again in the 2012 election? Nothing. I'll be voting for Obama because I do not feel that 4 years was adequate enough time to correct the multitude of problems that he inherited when elected. Being a registered Democrat and sharing that philosophy, it would take an exceptional Republican candidate for me to vote across my party line. As a last statement regarding Obama, the 2008 and the 2012 election, and politics as a whole, I asked Kathy, do you think Obama will win again? Why or why not? She responded, yes, I think Obama will win again, despite the reservations that people have about the process that's been made during his term. The Republicans are, quote unquote, not in love with Mitt Romney. I believe he was chosen because he was the best candidate that they could find. Add to that the fact that it is extremely difficult to beat an incumbent. Overall, this interview opened my eyes to many different issues and perhaps previous issues that didn't seem real. They didn't seem to hit home. But the truth is, the 2008 election was a stepping stone to what we are living in the future. The 2012 election will be the first election that I will be able to legally partake in. I will be voting for Obama. I believe in change, I believe in hope, I believe in future. And in his 2008 election, I believe that was just the start. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you for listening, and have a great night. References: Kathy Olson, mother-in-law, interviewee, 2012. Photos: headweb.com, naturalpatriot.org, Political Ticker, Purdue University, and Sodahead. Thank you.